Hey, everybody. We are live this morning. We're here with Andy Marshall with A. Marshall Hospitality. So excited that we get a chance to chat with you. How's it going today?
It's a beautiful morning. Under very strange circumstances, you still find beauty and happiness all around us.
Yes. Well, the sun is out, which I'm very happy about. That rain on Sunday was a little hard when we're all stuck inside.
Very much so.
So just to give everybody a little bit of background, you grew up in Franklin.
I did, yeah. From age
There's
13
not
on. Franklin High forever.
What's that?
Franklin High forever.
Franklin High forever. I like it. You started out, your dad was in the grocery store business.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, that's what moved us to the Franklin area. He was in Memphis working from Lone and Hyde, and he was sent to Nashville to manage the Cooper and Martin stores that they had bought, and then to open the Giant Food stores. So anybody that had been around back in the early 70s, they remember Giant Foods. What a big deal that was.
Yeah. And then you kind of followed in his footsteps and you purchased your own grocery stores first before restaurants.
Yeah. So I started working in the grocery business at age 14. Started working in the back rooms and worked my way up through produce and through meat department and through grocery department. So it's really all I knew from the age 14 on. And going to college, I knew when I was in college, all my studies were around managing and owning my own business. So at age 26, I was able to buy my first grocery store and eventually own 4 grocery stores during that period before I decided to venture into the restaurant business.
Yeah, so you made that switch over. Before we talk about restaurants, I just have a quick question because you were the president of the Tennessee Grocery Association for a while. Yeah. What is the deal with toilet paper right now? You got any insight for us?
Right. Yeah. Well, I got an insight is that Kimberly-Clark and Procter & Gamble are making it as quickly as they possibly can because they know it's money in the bank right now.
Yeah.
It's peculiar, and we all know it's peculiar. Even those that have stocked up and hoarded, we know it's peculiar. Why that gives us comfort to know that we have toilet paper, I don't know. But there'll be books written about it years from now.
I'm sure. Well, so then you decided to not do grocery business anymore, and now you have Pucket's, Americana Tap House, Deacon's New South,
Scout's Pub,
yeah. The ice cream,
Hattie J Creamery.
Hattie J. I keep asking you, going to bring one to downtown Franklin, but not yet.
That's in Claire's hands now. So Claire is 100% owner. Well, she's 80% owner, and then she's got 2 partners in it. So I've sold all my shares or gifted them to Claire, and they're off and running with that business. So yeah, nobody's talking about expansion right now, by the way.
Well, that's true. That's true. Let's talk about that. So what has it been like for you having restaurants, not only in this area, but across the state? What does that look like for you?
Well, it's been unprecedented. I mean, none of us were prepared. So being an entrepreneur, I guess, gives you a little bit of flexibility to react really quickly to the situations. But this is unlike anything we've ever dealt with. Never did we think we would be told you cannot serve customers. And that has been devastating. I've been on multiple phone calls. Many of the young entrepreneurs that I've mentored have called on me and talked to me, and we've talked about, talk to your landlords, talk to your banks, call all your vendors, do everything you can to mitigate and kick the can down the road so that you can fight for survival. But I'm telling you, as rosy as we want to talk about, the longer this goes on, the more restaurants you will see not be able to open back up. Even if the stimulus comes along, even if they do apply for the money, there's going to be a lot of restaurants, because of how strict the rules are on that money, that have used all their cash flow just trying to stay afloat right now. And we're in the same situation. I mean, you look at A. Marshall Hospitality, and we have 9 restaurants, 2 ice cream stores, We've got a great foundation, great people running our company, but we are coming out of every year. We go into December, January, February, knowing it's going to be our slowest periods of the year. And
Right.
we burn our cash flow up during that time, knowing that it's going to get better the middle of March, and things from middle of March through April, May, June, July, August, September, October is all fantastic for our business.
Right.
When we get our cash flow back. Well, this year we came out of the worst season of our restaurant businesses. Everybody does. And right when we expect it to get better, it doubles down to worse. To not only are we not going to start increasing our sales, we're going to ask you to shut down your dining rooms and go to curbside. And what does that mean for a lot of restaurants? A lot of them are like, okay, to-goes and curbside may be 1% of my sales.
Right.
So let's double it. Well, 2% of your sales is not going to keep you alive.
Yeah.
So we face that just like many other people, but I'm telling you, I was on calls yesterday. One of them just broke my heart from a gentleman in Memphis. I won't tell you his name, but a good operator. And he was nearly in tears talking to me, telling me, I'm not going to make it. The bankruptcy is my only option here, even with the stimulus money. And we talked about it. We prayed about it. And, I tried to encourage him that a week ago I felt that way. This week I feel better. And the little things give you hope.
Yeah.
Talking about possibilities to open back up. That I've been put on a committee. We talked about it a little earlier. I've been put on a committee for the governor representing restaurants and what it'll look like if we get to open back up. What can we change to help operate and mitigate at the same time? And
Right.
how long can we do that before it doesn't make sense? And so, that gives me a little hope because I'm talking about it
Right.
possibly changing, but I
Right.
also know that things are going to be different even when we open up. I'm not going to open up to full restaurants.
Right.
At best, I'll get to open up to 50% capacity at best.
Right.
And can I make money at 50%? No, but I can serve customers. I can create cash flow to help pay my bills. I won't be profitable, but I will be able to sustain myself for another period of time. So if we're in that for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks before they say you can go 75%,
Right.
then we'll survive kind of deal. So everything is about trying to kick the can down the road and hope that things will change. I'm even kicking the can down the road with the PPP. I'm getting the funds. I've been approved. At some point, the bank is going to release these funds in the next 10 days. So I'll get those funds. And I know what the rules are. And I hope nobody from the government's listening right now, but but they know this. I mean, we're telling them this. We're talking to them from the national standpoint and from the state standpoint. The rules don't fit the restaurants right now. The 75% used on payroll, when you can't bring your people back to anything,
Right.
we're closed, you can't bring them back. There's only so many people you can even put in the building to do curbside and takeouts. So we won't be able to bring our employees back 100%. We'll be able to bring a percentage of them back. And then as the business grows, we'll be able to bring another percentage of them back. And us bringing employees back will grow as we're allowed to operate at full capacity. So the government's kind of in control of that right now, either state, right, or
Right.
the federal government's going to have a say in that and telling us when we get the money, we got 8 weeks to spend it, 75% of it in payroll and 25% can be spent on rent and utilities. Well, that doesn't work. I mean, you do the math and you can't, all you'll do is just spend the money and you won't have any cash flow to account for it. Plus, all these weeks now, 3 weeks, seems like 3 months,
Right.
right? It really does.
It does. I feel like I haven't seen anybody forever.
Exactly. We spent all our cash during this time waiting on the money. So we've got to go back and recover some of that cash somehow. So when the money comes, I'll be using it on things that it's not intended for temporarily
Right.
until I can get my openings back up, and hopefully that'll come sooner or later. But also kicking it can down the road, hoping that they'll change the rules and they will take it from 8 weeks to restaurants have 6 months. I mean, think of it. There's 2 industries that have been called out during this, and it's restaurants and bars. I mean, we're going to have to build consumer confidence back up. I mean, it's been devastated. So for them to expect us to be back at 100% is just not going to happen. It's going to be a slow build back.
Right. So talking about all that, tell us how the community can support our local restaurants.
Yeah. So, and not just Puckets, right? You know, I want you to support Puckets and Scouts Pub and Americana Tap House and all our brands. We'd love for you to, number one, any restaurant that you can purchase a gift card from today and not use it until things get back to some sort of normal. If you can hold on to it like it's a check in your wallet, if you can hold on to it, that gives the operators a little bit of cash to hang on. The other ways, obviously, is order food, order deliveries. You know, whatever you can do to keep the employees busy that they currently have staffed will help. But truly, for us, our gift cards, if you're buying a gift card, 20% of it's going to our employee fund. We've built up over $30,000 now for our employees that are out of work.
That's great.
And our goal is to build 100,000. So we're a long way from my goal, but we still are building that fund to help some of the employees that are going to be most needed, which is going to be our servers, our hourly employees, those that are out of it. The government's helped. You know, the government's really stepped up. Unemployment in Tennessee is not the greatest. $275 for somebody that's been working full time is not a lot of money.
No.
The federal government stepping in and doing a gap of $600 additional dollars will really help them. Plus the stimulus money coming. All these things will help, but I'm telling you, it's all temporary, and we've got to get back to work at some point. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. I know if anybody has been to any event in town, Puckets is so gracious to always support local, be a part of things. And so I feel like it's our turn to help and support you as always being there for the community. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate that. I mean, that sentiment almost brings me to tears because you do think when you're blessed, you give out of your blessings. And that's what we've always done as a company. And quite frankly, you know, now is a good time to pay it back a little bit. We would really appreciate that. You can call for orders. We deliver. Puckets and Scouts and Americana are delivering. You can order family meals so that you can have food to eat on for a couple of days, or you can order your dinners as normal, or lunches or breakfast or whatever you want, and order those, and we'll get them to you either through a delivery service or we're delivering to, particularly to neighborhoods where they can get 10 or more orders. We're sending that out, and we're starting to send the trolley back out too.
Okay, I was just going to ask, are you bringing the trolley out?
Yeah, so we grounded it when the governor came out and said, you know, we're going to go to the stay-at-home mandate, and we were a little concerned about how that may be perceived out on the road. But since I've been on some of these calls and the number of neighborhoods that have been calling asking for the trolley to come back out has been overwhelming, that I've checked on it. I said, it's fine. What we're doing is fine. You know, we're taking pre-orders. We're driving to neighborhoods. We're scheduling appointments for people to pick up their meals. So we're distancing and trying to do it the right way. So the trolley goes back on the road today, and we'll be out there. So if you've got a neighborhood that you'd like for the trolley to come visit, you can go to pucketsgrocery.com and talk to Tom and Becky there. They'll schedule it for you, or just get us a message any way you can. You can message me directly if you want at andy@amarshallhospitality.com, and I'll make sure that the message is delivered, and we'll get you on schedule.
Talk real quickly before you have to go about the cocktails and drinks to go. How's that been working out?
Um, it's a great idea. In some instances, it's been working pretty good, but overall, it's not nearly replacing our bar business. But there are some people that are taking advantage of it. I think a lot of people are still kind of curious about it, and like, is this okay to do?
Yeah.
It's okay to do. The governor says, and the ABC law commissioner has made it okay to do it. So we've got disposable growlers that we've got at the Tap House, at Scouts, and at Franklin. So any of our beers on tap, we can deliver you a growler. It's in a disposable container, so no worry about reuse and things like that. But the cocktails have been another interesting one. We've had people order meals and order 2 cocktails. And that's great. We're glad to do it, glad to deliver it. And then I think probably the most popular thing has been the growlers to this point.
Right.
Bottles of wine is another one. A lot of people ordering bottles of wine, which is great. Ordering a meal, and then our people are saying, "Would you like a growler or a bottle of wine with that?" I'd say people are real appreciative of being able to get a bottle of wine with their meal.
So you don't have to go out. I like that.
Right.
Well, thank you so much. I know your time is up and you have your meeting you mentioned that you have to get to. So we would love to check back in with you and see how that goes. But again, thanks so much for everything you do for the community. And thanks again for being here. We will have Joseph this afternoon at 3. So come back and check us out then. And also, if you want to check out our website, Peyton Manning paid for 600 meals for the first responders. How great is that? Too bad he didn't use Puckets, right?
That's okay. Just as long as they're using somebody, we're pleased. We're all in this together.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Andy. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Bye.